Our garden gate opens into a small woodland of mostly beech trees and a few remaining cherries. Previously, there had been many cherry trees, and harvesting them was a major activity for the village. This woodland is now owned by the Foley family of Harleyford. If you stray off the paths, you find yourself wading through a deep sea of dried up leaves and beech nut shells. In summer, we get foxgloves here. Some of the trees are very old and can be damaged by high winds. The wrought iron kissing gate is 19th century. We are now on the main path from the village, which leads to open country and all the way to Little Marlow and the river. Some years ago, a local resident bought and enclosed this copse and put up a number of owl boxes. The gorse is attractive when it flowers in the spring. All this farmland is part of the Carrington estate. Sadly, the family that farmed here for 4 generations no longer manage it. We now turn off the footpath to a less frequented area. These houses on the edge of Flatwell Heath have panoramic views up the valley. Here are the village allotments. At this point, we are back to the same altitude as when we left home, which is 110 metres above sea level. Looking west towards Marlow, we can see up the Thames Valley to the hills above Henley. And on a clear day, you can see 31 miles to the top of Cottington's Hill in Hampshire. This hill was the location for Richard Adams' novel Watership Down. And with binoculars, you can see the TV transmitter tower on the top. On the left, the spire of Marlow Parish Church is just visible above the trees. It used to be a pleasant grassy path alongside a hedgerow. Unfortunately, the new farmers removed the hedge and ploughed the footpath. As we descend, Pigeon House Farm comes back into view. We continue down towards Sheepridge Lane before turning towards the farm. The first part of the farmhouse was constructed about 1537. In 2014, Ivan retired as tenant farmer. His brother Ray, pictured by the grindstone, taken much interest in preserving wildlife. Unploughed borders were left to support birds, mice, shrews and hares. Now that the Carrington estate has taken it back, much has changed. Now we start our long walk back uphill. When the grandchildren were little, they used to pretend this was their secret house. As you can see, it has 3 rooms in the hedge. Thomas knows there are rabbits here. Plenty of wildflowers here, because this area has not had any chemical spraying. Our final uphill stretch. Thomas knows his garden gate. We have walked just over 2 miles, and during our walk we've climbed in total 107 metres, which is 350 feet.